So I've used YouTube a lot, worked on a lot of motorcycles. This is pretty unprofessionally shot, but if you'll bear with me, I think I can help you out with a TT600. I've got a TT350 that's similar. I haven't done the forks on the TT350 yet, though. This is a TT600. This is a 1986. The thing that really denotes 1986 is a disc brake on the front. Anyway, I think the forks are pretty much the same either way. I had some leaking fork seals. They got in the boots. The boots were all bad. There's a couple knocks up in the boot up top here, and that allowed water to get down in here. You can see this is the dust seal right here. The dust seal's pretty bad on this side. This is the actual fork seal right here. Judging by the dust seal, I think that it's probably original, so these are probably original. These are the two different forks here. I've pretty much done the same thing on either one of them. Right here lie the two different bottoms, so these are not inverted forks. In order to get this fork split apart, pull the bottom off, I've gone through on here, and I wish I would have done it initially, go through and strip everything off the forks. I've pulled the brakes off, I pulled the wheel out, everything's been pulled off to where it's easy to slide these guys off. So everything needs to be stripped off, and then inside the bottom of the fork on this end right here, there'll be this little clip. It's a metal clip. You can see it's naturally split. It sits in there, and it's distinctive in that it's kind of got little lobes to it. So you want to pry that off, and that sits on top of the dust seal. Once you pry this off, and it sits in a recessed edge inside of the bottom part of the fork, you are free at that point in time, and you've probably seen a lot of videos, to go through and pop the bottom bolt out. And the bottom bolt sits in the very bottom. It sits right in there, and it attaches to this piece of the fork. Honestly, I don't really understand the name. This right here, it's a little hex. It's a 10mm hex. It's really going to be the best idea to use an impact gun. As you turn this nut, the entire fork, the bottom of the fork is free to turn. The bottom of the fork is free to turn on the bottom of this fork right here. So it's really important that you use some sort of an impact gun. As you hold this bottom part on here, you can impact gun that off the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to have to try to find some way to force to hold that bottom part while you put torque on this. So impact gun's the best way to do it. After that, I'm going to just completely rebuild this one. I've got a bushing here. This probably stays with the unit. Got a washer. I've got the fork seal, and then I've got the dust cover. To do that, I've got two kits. Here's a rebuild kit. You can see that in there's the bushings. This is an all balls kit. These are pretty much generic, sold for the diameter of the fork. I believe it's 43mm on this guy. And then here are the dust seal and the fork seal for the forks. It's a two-part kit. This will be pretty simple here. This bushing is split. You can see it right here. So I'll go through and pop that open with a screwdriver and just pull it off. Everything else will come sliding off. I haven't checked the kit over all that well, but I'm assuming that I'll be reusing this washer. I think I saw these two bushings in there, and then I'll be sliding the new dust seals on. For me, the fork, the chromed part is pretty good. It doesn't feel a whole lot of burrs. I'll probably go through with 2000 grit sandpaper, the black sandpaper, and just give her a few passes just to make sure straight up and down, not a whole lot of twisting and turning, just to make sure I catch any burrs or things like that. If you have new forks, if you just did fork seals, if you bought nice fork seals and they're leaking, then I would say there's a good chance there's a nick on here. Interestingly enough, what's going to hold me up on this project is waiting 3 or 4 days for new boots to come in. So, like I say, this is a really quick vid. I just figured I'd give back to the community, and I'll post another one as I'm putting it back together.